mate. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. What did you get? You both agree with him, or you know? I agree with what the other bloke. Oh, that's not very nice. 22-13. Yeah. Great. Thanks very much. Cheers, guys. Sorry, got to run for one. 22-13. Yeah, they came back at the end there. It was really good. Great game of rugby.
No. Hello. No. There's something there. Getting a buzzing. I've got low level volume here, Dan. Do you want to use that? Test. I can hear both of them. Yes and yes. Yes. You, mate? Yep, cables everywhere here.
Garland's good.
How are we going to do this so we don't hang ourselves?
On the list of my priorities is pretty high.
Watch for lights.
I'm honestly weighing the value of a foot of height versus a lifetime of happiness.
What we
Are we still here yet?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Again, probably just a lesson learned from my team last week, just around clear comms when that comms is going to be. So.
Dan, can you just give our levels a bit of a bump, please? That's certainly better, yes. Righto. I would say we're right when you are, mate.
Test.
So.
Well, hello and welcome to Nichols Oval for the final round of the Griffin Legal John Ident Cup 2018 season. Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports, and we're here in the not-so-windy north with Gungahlin hosting Uni North's Nahan Super Dry Griffin Legal John Ident Cup match of the round. Joining me today in commentary is Ryan Murphy from the Eagles, and I say, Ryan, that it's not so windy today because that's a welcome change for Nichols Oval.
It's one of the better days I've seen here at Nichols, to be honest. Sun's shining, really clear day, and yeah, as you say, not a breath.
Not a breath.
in our commentary stand as we stand here, and what a great day for it.
Absolutely. Long may continue, and long may these forecast showers this afternoon
80.
Stay away.
80 minutes, that's all we need.
That's all we need, exactly right. Last week, Gungahlin had the feet up with the bye. Uni North 40 defeated West 12 at Queanbeyan. It's 3 straight wins since their round 13 bye for the Eagles.
Yeah, let's go.
So much bearing on today's game. Uni North's are pretty well locked in third spot on 50 points, but Gungahlin in 5th on 43 can jump Queanbeyan in 4th place with a bonus point win. So, Ryan, the equation's simple, isn't it? 4 tries and a win.
Simple mission. The actual execution of course, is going to be the task at hand, and winning the game will be first up for the Eagles. But as you say, bonus point gets them into the playoffs.
Absolutely. As Dave Bennett leads out his Uni North side, it's the team's second meeting of 2018. 2 wins so far to Uni North this year. 22-10 in round 5 and 25-24 in round 9. That was the match with 2 red cards and 3 yellows from memory.
A memorable occasion in New North.
For all the wrong reasons.
But in saying that game said a lot about both sides. I thought Uni took their opportunities well that day and dug in. And then for the Eagles, it's ironic that game, given the controversy and the discipline issues that day, has actually sparked this revival in the late season. I think us as a club
really
found something in that game.
It definitely did. Elsewhere today, East hosting Tuggeranong at Griffith Oval, and that game has no bearing on the finals. And West hosting Royals at Jamison. West, if they scored a bonus point win, if Royals took no points, then Uni North could actually finish equal. But Royals have got 1 win in hand, which would keep them in second spot.
So we'll say Royals are.
I think Royals are pretty safe in second.
Are safe, but as you say, how about that for Uni with a game left in the regular season that they could be playing for locked down in third but playing for second. I think if you'd have given Doc in his first season as head coach at Uni North, he might have taken that. He might have bitten your arm off for that.
He could not have taken that quick enough. No way at all. No way in the world. Our referee today is James Morris. I'll very quickly try and rip through these teams. For the Eagles, it's Ray and Nick Dobson up front with Alex Small completing the front row. Jake Helgeson and Mark Bartholow the locks. BJ Edwards, Sam O'Leary and Rocky Ilolahia the back row. Mitch Ward, Whananui Haura playing his second game for the Eagles at fly half. Eli Sinotti and Jamie Kotz on the wings. Mitch Conley and Matt Hawke in the centres, and Mac Hanson, who I'm really looking forward to seeing today at fullback. For Uni North, it's Isalali Farr and John Bosco Tongaloa the front rowers. James Lynch, Steve Tico and Max Bode at lock. Dan Padate, Dave Bennett and Ben Love at number 8 as we're underway here at Nichols Oval. And straight away it's the Eagles trying to work their way out of their own 22 and get their way back into this game.
Look for the Eagles to not play a whole lot of footy here in their own red zone.
Kick passes back for Harwood for his first clearing kick of the day, and it's not too bad. I wouldn't say he'd be completely happy with the way that came off the boot, but it's done the job.
I think he got mostly ground there and a little bit of ball, but as you say, it's a good attacking position here for Uni.
It is indeed.
I like the look of their back line as well. Plenty of pace and power, particularly in that centre channel, and then some experience around the wing. Sam Irwin on the left.
Lachlan Crichton, Tom Gilmore, the halves. Sam Irwin and Panashi Kamara, the wingers. We'll come back to that because it has been a steal.
It's BJ Edwards getting up well at the back of the line for the Eagles,
and he's been a really good inclusion for the Eagles since he joined the side. He's came down for a bit of an opportunity with the Brumbies, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was an injury joker for the Brumbies, and the Eagles had the pleasure of welcoming him here, and he's been honestly a massive inclusion for us.
Absolutely.
Coming into the last 6 weeks. Just his presence alone. I mean, he's a hell of a talented footballer, but his presence is really valuable as well.
Just completing that Uni North side. Trent Storr and Phil Ferreira in the centres, and Jordan Thompson at fullback. How's this? The match of the back lines today you mentioned? From the team of the week last week, we've got Lachlan Crichton from Uni North, Whananui Haura from the Eagles, Sam Irwin from Uni North, Matt Hawke and Jamie Kotz, and then Jordan Thompson from Uni North as well. So 6 of the team of the week backline players are here today.
And all the selections could have been argued for the opposite number as well.
Right.
It's incredible.
All right. It's a really big push here from Uni North, but the Eagles have come away with this scrum win. Again, trying to find their way out of their own 22. Harder with a much better clearing kick this time, but Jordan Thompson is there on his own 10-metre line to bring this back into Eagles territory. Gets the kick up. Thompson's going to come down inside the 22. Harwood has it and claims the mark pretty comfortably in the end.
Oh, the wind's done him here, Brett. Any other day, Nichols, that ball might have held up just perfect.
Right. Harwood gets another beautiful kick. This time it's got him forced backwards. Lachlan Crichton had to backtrack there a good 10 metres. He gets his pass infield to Tom Gilmore, and that's maybe not his best kick. Taken well.
12.
There, that's Mac Hanson. It is. Took that very well. This is Eli Sonotti, and he's hit heavily there by Ben Love, the number 8 for Uni North, that got the Owls faithful in front of us here. Really enjoyed that one. Harwood with a little kick for Grass at the back. Gets away from Thompson here a little bit. He's just got a reset for this clearing kick. And that's a pretty good kick there from Jordan Thompson. He's going to find touch just on halfway, just further on halfway. James Hagan kept going on the far side there.
Yeah,
and I'll
generous there on the right-hand side.
I was just going to say, I'm going to take your silence.
Just interesting to see Huera's influence on the game already in this opening exchange. It's just left foot and right foot, pulling the strings for the Eagles, and having that direction with a pro in the halfbacks is such a good thing to have, and it's a game changer at this level.
And Mitch Ward's got so much experience at scrum half, but having someone like Harwood, it's a real luxury. A real luxury. Matt Hawke, he's taken heavily there by Sam Irwin, but Mac Hanson gets his kick away, finds a little bit of space, but this is going to go long. It does when he come back. I like what Mac Hanson's trying to do there. Nothing too much wrong with the kick, apart from maybe the angle that he's looking for.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably a safe option, but he's got Jamie Cotts on his right-hand side there, and he's so good in space. I'd like to see him hold on to the ball there, to be honest, because he had at least 15 metres to run into there, but from a coaching point of view, I'm sure the coaching staff will be delighted that he's trying to get out of his own half. But
let's talk about Jamie Cotts for a minute. It's his second or third game back from that injury. He was in commentary with me the last time we did the Eagles.
That's right.
home game, and he enjoyed the experience, but he didn't want to do it again. Was what he told me afterwards. But he's back, and he's got 4 tries in 3 games. 4
tries in 2 games for Jamie. His strike rate's unbelievable.
He
in
and
general.
Eli Sonotti back as well. It's a couple of pretty important includers, and Mac Hanson as well, back from under-20s duty, so we shouldn't forget that. Phil Ferreira with another huge carry up the middle there, and that's a pretty easy penalty in the end there for James Morris.
Yeah, just over-eager there from the Eagles at the ruck time. Ball spilled out, but offside. And interesting call here now for Uni. Given their ladder position, obviously a win would give them confidence going into next week. And as we see them going to the corner here, obviously
pointing towards the corner, so that's a good sign.
A definite statement of intent there, given that Sam Irwin's such a quality goal kicker. It's a real statement of intent from the Owls early here.
And it's an interesting approach for Uni North today. As we say, they can't really get anywhere other than third. So, do they take it easy? Could they? I mean, they could have rested a few blokes today, and they didn't.
It's a twisted tangle of thoughts and theories, really, because
momentum into the finals is going to be huge for them, obviously.
I think so, especially since you're going to play that extra game no matter what. So momentum is everything, and they've been on such a good run. I think you just got to go win the game.
Lynch, he overthrows, and it's taken at the back by the Eagles. But there's been
forward off Black into Rocky.
There we go. So lost forward there by the Eagles' early jumper. Rocky Lilahia cleans up there at the back.
Owls will be happy enough that's been blown up. If Rocky gets any kind of head of steam up, it's trouble.
The jump between Ben Love and the communication between Ben Love and James Lynch wasn't great, because Ben Love was well at the top of his jump before the ball had been thrown. So.
And so Ben Love coming back into the side, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah.
Not sure how much he's trained this week, but he's
named on Tuesday. Again, pretty handy inclusion.
How about Ben Love? Such a young guy playing at senior level in his first year. Physically, he looks like a big colt. He doesn't look like a man yet, but he's a physical player as a colt too. It's not. We've seen guys at colt level come into first grade and do well, maybe in the back line, but number 8, and his presence and his aggression as well is of note for a guy that age.
We've done 4 or 5 Uni North games as the Hanson Superdry matches around this year, and Ben Love has been the standout in pretty much every game he's played, whether it's been at number 8 or at blindside flank even sometimes. It's another good shove this time from Uni North, and Gilmore puts a little grubber kick in towards the post. Here, Hanson's got to get back there and clean it up, but he does that pretty easily in the end.
Yeah, great read from Mac coming across there.
Not 100% sure the outside backs knew that, as this restart from Harwood has charged down. Ferreira's lost it. We've got advantage for the knock-on being played for the Eagles here. Eli Sinotti came in from an angle that I would have to describe as generous in terms. But Jake Helgeson's in a little bit of space here. He gets a grubber kick into the shins of a Uni North player. Play on, says James Hagan. This is Sinotti picking it up. He's trying to get an offload away. Matt Hawke almost fell on that offload, so did well there, Sinotti, to keep that pass in. Harwood finds Helgeson again, who's been prominent in these opening exchanges. Ward in a bit of traffic to get this pass out. Sinotti with a repeat carry. This is Nick Dobson, the tight head prop for the Eagles. Ilola here with a strong carry and a quick set. Getting quick ball here for the Eagles. That's Ray Dobson now. A couple of metres short of the 10 metre line. They're going wide. This is Sinotti. He steps back left twice.
That's about 4 carries for Ellie Sinotti in 6 phases.
Yeah, that's right.
Through so much work.
He's been prominent already, hasn't he? Harwood with a little kick in over the top. He's going to find space again for Jamie Cotts, but the ball beats both he and Jordan Thompson into touch. The vision of Harwood.
Yeah,
it's obvious already, isn't it?
Off the boot and off the hand too.
Yeah,
really, really nice pass to find Helgeson through the middle, but Helgo, he backs himself as a footballer, does Helgo, but maybe the option would have been to throw a pass there rather than the kick. But like the way Eagles are attacking here, but Uni state defence and controlling proceedings really in this opening 10 minutes.
Taken short at the front there by Dan Partite for Uni North, and this is Phil Ferreira brought down just outside his 22. We've got a penalty here to Uni North. Offside at the ruck is the call. Or was it not releasing? I beg your pardon. No, not releasing is the call. Again, Rocky Ilola a little bit overexcited there.
Yeah, again, over eagerness. Obviously, as we've mentioned before, it's a big day for Gungahlin. They have a lot on the line and looking to get a hot start here, but you've just got to build it with the format and only needing the 4 tries rather than a plus 3
or more. Yep.
They've got so much time here to just build. Build into the game, to not overplay, to not look for every penalty, not to look for every try. Similar with Helgeson there as he broke, he's thinking, I won't want to speak for him, but he might be thinking, we need to score here. Whereas, you've got so much time to
might
score
not
4
score
tries.
a try from first phase, but you definitely won't score 4 tries from first phase. So
agreed.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time. This is Gilmore for the Eagles. Phil Ferreira with another strong carry. He's been such an impressive ball carrier this year. Phil Ferreira played lock in a game for Uni North not too long ago. He's lost this ball in contact though. Ilola here with the steal in the tackle. Nick Dobson with a carry there. Matt Hawke gets a touch. Back onto Mitch Conley, and Mac Hanson is brought to ground just on halfway. Ward has this, and he finds Nick Dobson over the top, and that's not releasing in the end. Dave Bennett. Well,
how many times do we say that?
Several times a game. There aren't too many open side flankers better over the ball, I think, in the John Ident Cup this year. Yeah,
I don't care who comes in. Dave Bennett is one of the best going over the ball, and he's such a leader as well. Those things, as you see, Gungahlin maybe building a bit of pressure, clutch turnover. Now it's Uni back on the attack.
Back on attack. This touch finder just short of the 22 there. James Lynch he'll throw in once someone throws him a ball. We'll be underway here in a minute, but you're right. Such a big play, and that's why he's so revered around the competition. Dave Bennett, 5-man line out. Max Bode playing lock today for Uni North. That's him at the back. Bennett taps it down to the front, taken well there by Isaleti Far. He gets an offload away to Ben Love, but he's lost the ball, and this is Rocky Ilola here, and he takes some stopping when he gets going. But the Uni North up to the task. Nick Dobson gets a great offload away there to BJ Edwards, who has been impressive in this opening quarter of the game. Harwood gets a little kick in again, finding space.
Oh, that's pretty.
That ball it's a beautiful pitch and run, that is.
A beautiful 5-iron, just let it skid off the turf there.
It really is.
Never even looked. I think he just felt the space on that left-hand side, and as you say, that's defence into attack straight away, and Eagles get a foothold in the Ls 22, L7 line out here. It's interesting that you say Max Bowden the lock, as you say you want to get your best players on the park at this level, but Bodie probably not as much of a line out option playing a lock, as he plays a lot of his rugby at prop. So,
and he's played both tight head and loose head this year. He's certainly got the height to play lock, but I don't know how much jumping he's done in line-outs as Uni North try and work their way off their line, and Phil Ferreira bumps off a tackler like he does more often than not. There's a few spots of rain starting to fall on us here, Ryan, which is not welcome news, I have to say. Mac Hanson, with a little bit of time in front of him, busts that first tackle, brought down just short of the 10-metre line in the end. There's no scrum half here for the Eagles. Jamie Cotts has gone in trying to get the ball out of it, but they can't do it. Uni North with another turnover, and this time it's Steve Tico getting the plaudits of his teammates.
Uni getting the better of the breakdown battle so far. Thought the Eagles were a little bit unlucky there. The Owls possibly coming off their fit, killing the ball a little bit, but I say threats everywhere for the Owls at the breakdown.
Yeah, they're a really strong breakdown team.
I say both locks, all three back rows will all have a crack. James Lynch will have a crack at the ball as well. Such an asset for a side as well, because you then know that it's chop tackle and target the ball. Then you're not just having to fan out all the time, trusting your guys that they can go with the ball whenever they please.
Scrum contest has been pretty even so far. The Eagles definitely had the shove then, but Uni North get the ball out nicely. Trent Storen throws a wide pass over on the far side there. Panache Kamara gets a little kick in over the top. Jamie Cotts is back there to clean up though. Gets a kick away. And again, if there's one thing the Eagles have done well today, Ryan, the kicking game has found space pretty much every time so far.
For sure, and there's those two in particular. Kotzi's really cultured right foot, and as you say, Huera's a class product. But
Mac Hanson's got a pretty decent boot on him too.
For sure.
For a young player.
I wouldn't mind seeing Mac actually hold on to the ball. That's
sure.
the only thing.
No, fair comments.
Just say Phil Ferreira and Trent Storen in that L's backline. I love the matchup of Ferreira and Matt Hawke, two of the most physically imposing centres.
I mentioned before, Phil Ferreira played lock for Uni North against Royals only a couple of weeks ago, and played lock really well too. To be fair, this is Jordan Thompson getting a kick away, and again Mac Hanson, so much time on the ball. It's a long pass over there to Eli Sinotti.
We mightn't see a kick this time, Brett. I don't think
from Eli. Probably a fair call. He backs his way through the first tackle.
Always.
He's brought down on halfway. Mitch Ward fighting to get this ball back. He's got it. This is BJ Edwards, who's held up initially, but got the ball to ground in the end. Ward is there again. Howard has this, looking for an inside runner, and he finds Mac Hanson, and Mac Hanson spits out the other side of this tackle. Mac Hanson's going to score this try next to the posts. Well, that's quite incredible, Ryan.
We haven't mentioned it so far, but it's typical Mac. He gets hit and he somehow slithers through, and then it's a foot race, and Mac beats pretty much everyone in one of those. So against the run of play, it has to be said, but what a score.
Really important try for Uni North. I mentioned he sort of backed through the first tackle, and suddenly he was slung into space, and there was no one in front of him.
Well, that's it. Whether it's just an inherent balance he has, it's just a gift. But Mac, he seems to glide into contact, and people hit him, but they just bounce. And he's not the biggest guy in the world, but as you say, terrifically balanced. And how about the little inside ball from Huera was really nice as well. Just took the ball to the line, just double pumped through the inside ball, and it'll count as an assist, but I think most of the credit's got to go to Mac Hanson, and from an Eagles perspective, that's 1 of 4, and they'll be really happy. They've probably stuck to the game plan really well, and Uni have been, for me, the better side, but Eagles playing smart footy, and they get the reward now on the scoreboard.
That's it. Smart football is going to be the name of the game today, as Harbour converts the Mac Hanson try. That pops us out to a 7-0 lead. The Eagles, we've had about 20 minutes played in our Hans Superdry match of the round. We will thank our competition partners of this quick break in play. Griffin Legal have been a wonderful John Ident Cup naming rights sponsor in 2018. Hanson Superdry, of course, bring you the match of the round every week, and both games next weekend, the first weekend of the semi-finals, and Vodafone, our man of the match sponsors, and we'll make some suggestions, Ryan, later in the game. And we, of course, thank McDonald's, ACT, Heart Sport and O'Neill's. And you're watching Bar TV Sports, Brumby's live streaming partner, as this restart is spilt by the Eagles.
Over.
And Uni North have this ball. Advantage over is the call. That kick's gone into touch in the end.
Scored over as he kicked it.
It's going to be an interesting next 10 minutes here. I think Eagles will ground confidence now, having got that score. And for Uni, they've just got to build pressure. I think they've got so many powerhouse ball carriers out there, but if they can't build the phases, that becomes less of a factor. So they've just got to keep their hands on the ball, start to build pressure, and then those gaps will appear.
That's it. Taken well at the back there by BJ Edwards for the Eagles. Harwood has this. It's a low trajectory kick. And it's spilt there on the 10-metre line by Panache Kamara. And that's another little opportunity now for the Eagles.
I don't care what anyone says, Brett. I reckon he meant that. That's the quality of Herrera. He's going to put in a low 3-iron here, and he's going to and it's going to bounce off. No, just that's a horror show for a winger to deal with. It's
a low shank 3-irons.
I don't fancy that one at all, man. But as you say, strokes of luck on important days. You need them, and
absolutely.
Now you look at that back line. As we see, we get a great angle of it here.
Yeah, we do.
Herrera, Mitch Conley, superb footballer with ball in hand. Matt Hawke runs some of the best lines you'll see, pro or amateur, for me. Matt Hanson, Jamie Cotts, Eli Sonotti. That's a stacked backline, and it's something that the Gungahlin Eagles would admit that they mightn't have had in the last 2 years. They've probably been trying to scrape guys through, but Luke Duffy was a guy who's played a lot of first grade football and at a super high level, and he played second grade today. Actually, some selection woes for Dan Atkins. Isaac Walker
had plenty of first grade this year as well, so that's always a good sign. And I made this point last week at Phillip. The strength of the Royals back line in second grade was a fair indication of how well they're travelling. So.
I've been on the other hand of that Royals back line at one time this year, and yes, when the likes of Annie Muirhead and Lacey tell you we play club football, the strength and depth is ridiculous.
The Eagles, it's another really strong scrum for the Mitch Ward. A lot easier this time, but that's not the best pass that Mitch Conley has received this season, has to be said.
Wardy be kicking himself with that. It's poor delivery, has to be said, but definitely
one of those really awkward. Do I go forward? Do I get on the half volley? Do I get on the full? Yeah, get a
drop goal.
Yeah, drop goal from 49. That would have been impressive too.
Viral hit, I think.
Set play. Yeah, we would have made it viral by Monday morning. Don't worry about that.
Is it the new Russell Gibbs?
Yeah. Well,
I don't think there'll be any kangaroos coming out of the woodwork today.
Video, no, the Bar TV guys, they would have been all over that.
We say interesting. The Dobson brothers building really nice pressure now.
Yeah.
John Bosco Tanalua came into the L side during the year, and he's been a revelation.
He's been really good.
Really strong tight end, and Isla Lefa is highly rated as well.
This one goes down.
So a really interesting battle here in the front three.
No, it's a huge, and the difference that he made was immediate.
For sure.
Tongaloa.
It was actually in that in the last time.
It was that game at Amy North. That's right.
I also would not mind Max Bode behind me as a tight end.
Commentary also with us that day. In fact, that's right. And I hate to say it, Ryan, but we're getting a bit wetter here.
That's hardly rain.
But if it hardly rains like that for the rest of the game, this kick ahead from Gilmore.
This is barbecue weather where I'm from, Brett.
Well, this is probably quite true. Mac Hanson, a little bit of space again. He's in plenty of space here. Mac Hanson can't quite beat that covering tackle though. Has he been bundled into touch over on the far side? He has.
That's a superb tackle from Lachlan Crichton.
Yeah, really important. I mean, all tackles are important and all tackles have to be made, but that tackle really had to be made, didn't it?
Especially when you got Mac Hanson coming at you at full tilt. He's liable to put footwork on, and Crichton just kept his feet there, just put in a textbook tackle, and that's massive for Uni, and it's such an asset having a halfback that likes to rip in like Lockie Crichton does as well. See pressure again as BJ Edwards up again
at the back by PJ Edwards, and then cleaned up by Rocky Ilala here, but he's actually offside in the end. Just a little touch. Mitch Ward got on it, which put Ilala here offside. So Tom Gilmore quickly kicks for touch.
So we're talking about the rain here from our position. Obviously, it's a bit inconvenient, but for the players as well, that ball's going to be really greasy. It's soft rain. It's not belting down, but so they'll still want to have a crack, but it's just going to be greasy, and expect a lot of that now coming into the.
It's just going to be ordinary to hold on to. The Gungahlin merch tent was set up behind us. I was just seeing whether you might have had to buy us an umbrella, mate, but.
So not in the budget for this week, mate. We just have to brave it.
Numbers.
It might be bought by half time.
See,
short arm to Uni North. The Eagles just getting their numbers a bit wrong there.
I imagine they'll take a scrum here, but Eagles won't mind that. They'll bar up here. They'll have a crack at scrum time, but big time.
A big opportunity. Attacking scrum. We're going to be packing this down about 10 out. So we're having a look at now this Uni North's back line stacked out, and it's not too bad either.
Absolutely not. They've
Tom
got
Gilmore, Trent Storr and Phil Ferreira there in the centres. Jordan Thompson, who's played plenty of fly half, is a very, very good fullback in his own right.
Interesting.
And Sam Irwin here on the wing. I mean, he's only played half the season. He's rocketed up. He's fourth on the leading point scorers.
They don't call him clutch for nothing.
70 points in about 8 games he's managed so far. So
interesting to see Sam Irwin holding really tight on this left wing.
And he's been wide.
He's been wide for the whole game.
Certainly as soon as Uni North entered Gungahlin halfway.
Well, interestingly for Uni, I think they'll want to get Sammy off his wing because he's more than capable inside, and off those big runners, you want to put balls in behind them and get wingers in space, but electing to just keep him really wide here, possibly for a second phase attack. I wouldn't imagine he'll go to him straight off first phase unless they're thinking cross kick.
Crichton feeds this for Uni North, and they've got this scrum. I was going to say they've got this scrum going forward, but your Eagles' second shove has forced this ball back. They've won the penalty.
Mitch Ward over the ball. Making up for his handling errors. Wardy like an extra back row there, but
look at the backs running in to give Nick and Ray Dobson a slap on the back there. It's a really impressive second shove.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Ray there on maximum attack. I say Nick keeping it nice and solid there on the tight head side, and Ray is one of the better attacking loose heads going. Probably one of the best attacking loose heads going.
So line out now on the Eagles' 10-metre line. It's been back and forward this game, although it certainly feels like the last 5 or 6 minutes have been stuck on the northern side of halfway.
I like that.
You like that?
I like that. That was great.
Yeah,
that was genuinely really good.
It's just for the geographic.
The old Uni Norths, we love it.
Yeah, that's it.
But fair reflection of the whole game, I think.
Yeah, the way it's been played there so far, Howard had to juggle there, had to avoid a little bird there as well, but he's got through the first tackle, brought down on halfway. Ball bobbles at the back there for Mitch Ward. And that's Mac Hanson there cleaning up. It's one of the Dobson boys sort of ducked out of the way of that pass. That's Nick Dobson with the run, with the pick and drive. And then played scrum half as well. This is Sinotti, bust through the first tackle. He's brought down just on halfway. It took a third man into the tackle though to do it. Eli Sinotti, he's been making metres throughout this first half. Harwood, he's tackled heavily this time. They've lost 5 or 6 metres here, the Eagles. Edwards picks up and makes 3 of those metres back. Mitch Ward has it. He's got to work for it. Harwood has it. Throws a long pass.
Long advantage.
Out there to Conley. And we're going to come back for that penalty advantage.
Advantage, 8 blue.
Just offside there at the ruck against
blue.
Ben Love is the call.
Yeah, Ben Love was in a bit of trouble there. He's all on his own on the right wing there. just trying to get up and make a big shot, but that's criminal from Uni. Eagles going nowhere in midfield, looking just to play.
Had even lost ground, as we mentioned.
Yeah, playing one-off runners in midfield, and then they, get led out of trouble, and Herrera's going to push him right down. Is he? Oh, he's missed
Jordan
touch.
Thompson's got this, has he? He has got this. He'll take plenty of time to get this kick back. He's trying to find touch somewhere near halfway. I suspect it'll be between the 10 and halfway.
Yeah, Herrera just looking for too much there. That's
not the first time we've seen it from him this year, needs to be said. Sadly.
I'm glad you said it, not me.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, I think Futt's looking for
it. We can probably say.
He's definitely looking for, the killer blow there, because Eagles are strong maul, trying to get deep in, but they'll go again here. Still got possession in a nice spot.
Taken well again by BJ Edwards. Harwater has this, finds Conley. He's got Ilola here beside him, doesn't need him. Ward goes far side to Harwater, throws a wide pass that the Uni North faithful down to our left thought might have been a bit forward, but Sinotti's still going. He's made not 10 metres after contact, Eli Sinotti. Harwater has this, looking for runners, has to ignore both Dobson boys in the end. Mitch Conley has to clean up. This ball's gone backwards. He gets a kick in, and again has found space, but Jordan Thompson is playing a lot deeper now with this ball running a bit now that it's wet, and he finds touch just on halfway. Matt Hawke goes quickly, finds Whanganui Harwater, who's taken a little bit high there by Jordan Thompson. I thought that might have been noted. Mac Hanson eyeing off a little bit of space, and he's overcooked that one, Mac Hanson.
Game's gone a bit messy here.
It has a bit.
Both sides just need to settle, I think. Just need to get into their strides a little bit.
Can give you a progress score from one of the other games. East have just scored a try. They trail Tuggeranong 14 points to 7.
You see Max Bode breaks
14-12, pardon. I've scored a second try East. Tuggeranong 14 leading East 12 over at Griffith Oval. Gilmore coming wide here. That's John Bosco Tongaloa, who we haven't seen a lot of in the carrying department today, but he can certainly make metres with ball in hand. The Eagles, they win a penalty this time.
Absolutely outstanding from Rocky Ilahia. Just took his player to ground, counter-rucked, and then his teammates just backed him up, went through, and then Uni pinged for coming in the side, but
yeah, I
don't know how long he's been going around, but he's still one of the best players on this team.
Absolutely, he's had a big game, certainly. As the Eagles number 8. Although he sort of threw me at the start because he actually doesn't have a number on him today. So
no, well, I'll be able to give you a little bit of a backstory on that.
It fell off. Almost.
Back row jerseys are definitely made for back row sized humans, and Rocky's certainly not one of those.
Right.
He's a bit big for the O'Neill for the back row jersey.
Fair
so
enough.
I think, as he has done, he's earned whatever he wants, Rocky.
Yeah,
so
probably fair.
We got him a jersey, but no number on it. So that's the reason. He was wearing a last season's jersey for the first few rounds.
He doesn't need it. Doesn't need a number.
I don't think so. No, everyone knows who he is.
Everyone knows who he is and where he is on the field. It was another strong carry from him. Harwater gets that pass out, well cleaned up over on the far side there by Mitch Conley. This ball's really got greasy here at Nichols Oval. We've had about half an hour of play in our Hans Superdry match of the round, and it's fair to say the game has got a bit scrappy. Uni North are all over this.
Unlucky there.
They really were unlucky this time too. Mitch Conley gets a quick ball away to Matt Hawke in plenty of traffic. Hawke pumps off Phil Ferreira and two others. He's brought to ground by Dave Bennett in the end. About 35 out. Harwater has this, steps left. He's brought down in that same sort of location. About 35 out from the Uni North line. Ward goes far side. And that's Ray Dobson brought to ground. Another pick and drive on the far side there.
14.
Good option for the Eagles here, just to keep it tight.
Just keeping it tight. Keep these Uni North defenders. This is BJ Edwards, I beg your pardon, keeping the North defenders interested. This is Ray Dobson now, making another metre or two up beside this one. This Harwater, he's got Mac Hanson beside him, but he can't get the pass away. Well held there by Gilmore and Crichton for Uni North. Ward goes open side, finds Edwards, who's been really good today. with ball in hand so far, BJ Edwards. They're on the 22 now.
Turnover's clean.
But Uni North, Dave Bennett's at the bottom of that ruck. I'm going to guess he is at least partly responsible.
Oh, we can, book him in for a second turnover of the day, but Eagles playing a little bit smarter there in that latter half of those exchanges, and has to be an adjustment of game plan now, given the conditions and given just the feeling in the game. They've got to build some momentum. Both sides do. Overplaying.
It really feels like that initial intensity has disappeared completely, and
100%.
It feels like we're in for a hard slog of wet.
For a slog, for sure, and it's going to be the side that just plays the smart football. We've said it before, but what that involves will be just keeping the ball tight and taking your opportunities when you get them.
Okay. Uni North goes short to Isalali Far at the front. Lachlan Crichton, he's got to fight to get this ball out. This is Dave Bennett. Brought the ground about a metre or two inside the Gungahlin half. Gilmore has this, puts the ball up into what would be usually a pretty strong Nichols win, but it's pretty well non-existent today.
Taken.
Really well taken there by Mac Hanson. Plenty of pressure from the Uni North chasers. This is Harwood, finds Jamie Cotts over on the far side. He lost the knot, he's going to be over there somewhere as well, I'm sure. Here's a good, strong carry up the middle there. That's Mark Berthelow. I think it's the first time we've called him today. He's been in and involved, but we just haven't had a chance to see him with ball in hand. It's Mac Hanson. He's had plenty of opportunity. That's a great offload to Matt Hawke, who gets a good offload away to Ray Dobson it was. But that's come off a Uni North's hand in the end.
Yeah, nice spot there from the ref.
Yeah.
Ball just came off a Uni North's hand, but I like the option from Uni, putting the old school Gary Owen off first phase, because that's what you've got to do. You might want to play all the football in the world, but if it's not going to work, if it's going to be a detriment to your side, you've just got to play smart. And Eagles, I like their intent there, but I like to see Matt Hawke just hang on there, and with Uni and 6s and 7s could have put the ball over the top, but as it stands, have a scrum here, chance to attack again.
And this might be one of those games and one of those days where actually not having the ball is actually not a bad thing.
For sure, it's about territory, it's about pressure, it's about making the other team work harder than you and getting the rewards further down the line.
And just as Gungahlin can't score 4 tries from first phase, they can't score tries if they're stuck in their own half as well. So Union North is certainly winning the territory battle at this stage.
Love a bit of chat. There's plenty of chat going on there.
There is a bit of front row chat going on here right in front of us, definitely.
It's we mentioned it briefly earlier, but there's some needle here from that game last time out, and kind of a moral victory for the Eagles, but this is new Al's outfit.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't take backward steps. They're about winning this comp now. They're not happy with a playoff spot, and they back themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they were wrapped to secure a playoff spot last year, but you're right, the job's only half done for them now, so they want to kick on with this. Uni North is another impressive Gungahlin Eagles scrum. Ward pulls this one out, finds Harwood. He's taken the ground. They did get an offload away there to Mac Hanson.
Yeah, he gave the old no-looker.
Yeah, he did. Harwood gets a little offload to Helgeson. It's brought down just over halfway. BJ Edwards busts through a couple of tackles, and he's in a bit of space here, the big back rower. He comes to Jordan Thompson, and he's brought to ground in a really good tackle about 10 metres out. A great carry from BJ Edwards puts the Eagles on attack. Hawke has this in a bit of space. He busts through a tackle. Can he still go here, Matt Hawke? He's only about a metre short. That ball's been touched, I'm sure. Ball is down. We've got a deliberate knockdown here, I'm sure. Jamie Cotts got a check and run. We've got a yellow card here to
Steve Tico's going to take a walk, but BJ Edwards straight through the middle. Eagles a little bit frantic there, looking to score. Mark Berthelot, I think, was looking for Cotty, but it was knocked down, and this is huge now. This is huge in terms of the Eagles season, in terms of this game. This 10 minutes is crucial.
It was almost as if BJ, well, he was so far in front of his other. He had no support players, so he had no clean-out players, and Uni North were just able to scramble and get their defensive line set.
Yeah, I think it was an amazing clear-out from Mitch Ward. his scrum half who was the first to get there, and halfback put all his body into it and was able to retain ball somehow, backed up by Sam O'Leary, I think, coming through. But yeah, BJ, it didn't look like much, to be honest, but kind of just slipped through, and then he's got some afterburners as well for a big man.
Just busting through that first tackle, and suddenly he was in space, and he had plenty of time.
As we said before, BJ's come down to Canberra. He's played a lot of football. He's been in England. He's played a lot of shoot shield, played NRC, and had an opportunity with the Brumbies just to train and be part of that squad. And went over to Japan on their test break tour. And I think he's elected to stay in Canberra now. Maybe looking for a contract because he's made a tremendous impression not only on the Brumbies but here as well. As I said before, sometimes you get guys into these clubs and they're looking for a super contract. They don't really embrace the culture. They don't think maybe that the club football's for them. But BJ, from the first training session he was here, he's been a really, really good presence. And the football is the football. He's having a guy at that height, with that kind of power is a real difference maker at this level.
He'd look
not many of them trotting around.
Really good in a Vikings NRC jersey, wouldn't he?
I think he might just be sneaking in.
He'd look really good. I suppose with Issy Naisirani heading to Melbourne.
Yeah, there's definitely a spot there.
We'll watch this space. Big attacking scrum here for Gungahlin. Counting in the closing minutes.
Solid platform.
Going forward here already. Rocky Ilala here picks it up at the back. Has he got this ball down? No, he hasn't. We come back for the penalty. Ilala here. I thought he was going to go quick then.
Just from an Eagles perspective, this is interesting because Tangaloa had a field day the last time these sides met, and Eagles probably felt that maybe they got an unfair shake of things that day. It's really interesting to see Rory Murphy's coming back from the Junior Wallabies. He was away with the Junior Wallabies as a forwards coach, and definitely see his imprint on this set piece. Really, really strong outfit. They look really together.
I've got a sneaking suspicion neither Ray or Nick Dobson played that last game though as well. So even if one of them here did play, the fact they're both back together
definitely Nick didn't. Nick wasn't, and he's probably the unsung one because doesn't win the penalties, but his work at tight head's superb. And Eagles perhaps maybe looking at a penalty try, second yellow here.
Yeah, well, they're going forward here again. The Eagles. Ilala here picks it up. He barges his way over. But we've got no try here from James Morris. We come back for another penalty. Ilala here takes a quick tap. Nothing's going to stop him this time, surely, except maybe some Uni North defenders. Ray Dobson picks up, goes towards the post.
It's a free play here for Eagles now.
He's stepping all over the place, and Whanui Hawara is in next to the post. Well, they just had to score, the Eagles.
Had to score for sure, and Rocky went quick. I don't think his teammates would have been congratulating him for that, even if he had scored. But
he was going to score one way or the other.
That's it. Has to be said that the Uni defensive effort there was superb. But Hawara's class showing through, as we've said before. Jinking, stepping, takes the ball to the line and drags about 3 blokes over and under the post again. And as I say, 2 of 4. That's how the Eagles will be thinking.
That's it.
Interesting.
2 down, 2 to go.
Just your thoughts here. He might have been thinking second yellow there, I think, with advantage. 2 penalties in quick succession in this red zone. That was 4 penalties in about 3 minutes there. I think he really might have been thinking about it.
In that way, the try has actually saved you North, hasn't it? You're
honestly,
right. Yeah. No, it's a fair call, I think. It's a fair call.
But as it stands now, Hawara going to add the easy extras, I'm sure.
Well, he's looked after the kicker, hasn't he?
He has done.
scoring next to the post. And Howard, he does convert his own try. So 14-0 the scoreline at Nichols Oval in the Hahn Super Dry match of the round.
It's funny, Hawara, I remember when he came down, we'd heard, this guy's going to be in the Brumbies extended squad, and came down to a pre-season training one Thursday night. He looked really sharp, and everyone was really excited. So, we've got Futs. He's going to, it's going to be really big for us this year. And then, he went from strength to strength in 2017.
He started for the Brumbies and you didn't see him again.
That's it. It only took a year and a half to make his debut, but he certainly made a good impression in
rugby seasons later.
In a game and a quarter.
You finally got him. He's been impressive today. As Gilmore gets us back underway. It's a big kick.
Well taken.
Here takes it.
He's
He's
gone.
in a bit of space already. The big number 8 finds Jamie Cotts, who gets a kick ahead and who can win this race to the ball at the back. Gilmore is there. Cotts is with him though. Tom Gilmore has got plenty of work to do to get this ball away. Gets a kick in from behind his own posts. He likes the noddies over there.
And that's half-time. Gee, he's done well there, Brett.
Take a quick line out. And James Morris calls it on half-time.
How important might that be now?
Yeah.
On the stroke of half-time, that could have been 3 of the tries in the bag. But as it is, a really good half for the Eagles on balance.
It is. So 14-0 is the score here at Nichols Oval in the Hans Superdry match of the round. We're going to take a quick break, and I suspect probably try and dry a few things out here. Maybe put a few layers on ourselves. We'll be back with all the second half action very shortly.
South and Queanbeyan on the home side, white and blue on the left of your screen. Queanbeyan won the toss and chose to receive, heading short side play. OJ Noah will put the first points on the board. Offside is the call. Playing on, says the referee, and we have a try right to the left of the uprights to Simon Webber of East. He saw something no one else did and caught Queanbeyan White snapping. So Tigers are back for Douch, and it goes through the hands of Tarrant and Ahern, and Jamie Marmont is just going to slide over. Chaos and try. So East are actually, I think they've swapped jerseys, so I reckon that was Liam Bilston. And and first break of the day out wide there for McAnaway. Oh man, he's quick. Oh, he's still going, and he will finish it off under the post. That the draw has fallen. We won't get to see both these sides in the finals. It's one or the other, based on my maths. As we see another break from McAway, and he reaches the sideline. It's a try. One more opportunity for Whites to get themselves out of trouble. Tia, all he has to do is get it to Marmont, and all Marmont has to do is fall over the chalk today. He has had a stunning game up there for man of the match. He's get home this afternoon, and they certainly do. Lima Lever finishes with ease. He had all sorts of space to work with Bill.
Good. At least 2, if not 3 player overlap here on the right side. They've taken the QC for his flanker number 6, I think it is.
Yeah, Matiawa, and a red card for Matiawa, so I dare say Phil that Label picks it up.
And look where they're going.
Good little show and go from Samuelu, and the forwards again injecting themselves in the game. Again, they found broken play. Once more, Jacob Abel is able to find Mekki, And he gives it off to Liam Bilston. And he's back at Mathanawa with a double. Can he make it a triple this afternoon? He certainly can, folks. Outside, he's going to use him with a beautiful ball. It may have been forward. We'll call it because we were right on the line, but no one is going to catch George Morsu. We'll wait for the referee to put Chalker playing fly half with a beautiful cutout ball, and he's going to finish it. Doubt shy with Chalker action, and Tarrant for Nadruku. Good tackle from Samuelu. Almost a fantastic pick up there from Douches. Continuing on. Can Whites mount a huge comeback here at Camp Easy Oval? Maybe is the call from the crowd here, and answer to my question is Sokotai nearly finds his way over.
No.
It was Sokotai. He nearly got through, but good tackle in the end. Zach Carron back to the inside. Ryan Jones has reached out next to the right-hand upright.
There before.
They certainly have dominated once more. Sokotai has it between his boots. He tries to reach his hand out. It's not going to be
They had the...
You owe me.
Yeah, welcome back to Nichols Oval, where the home side, the Gungahlin Eagles, are leading Uni North 12 points to nil. We'll get some progress scores for you in those other games as well.
Yes.
We've had to do we've done a quick layering out. We've got some shelter. We've got umbrella now. We're good.
We're in the studio now. We're in the studio box now. We're good.
You watch the sun come out in this second half as Uni North spilled this one. There's a penalty to the Eagles though.
Barring a try, I think that's about as good a result as the Eagles would have wanted off the second half kickoff. And Huera will pump them into the corner here, and 40 minutes to decide their fate. 1 year, 40 minutes. That's just how rugby goes, I suppose. But they've got a really good opportunity. 2 tries to the good here.
They've put themselves in the position.
That's it.
They've given themselves a real chance. It's up to them now.
They've done what we talked about. They've systematically built and they've taken their opportunities when they came. So this is a big one now. With the weather as it is, and with Uni having 2 guys who can really play corners right, and that right hand corner as the wind swirls is going to become a factor. So Eagles have got to take this opportunity.
Definitely is. Alex Small just need to go back to halfway and find a ball, but he's
not been helped by his HBU staff.
No, where's the Eagles ball boys today? They've been.
See Mitch Ward lining up in the line out at the front here.
Got a 7-man line out. Taken well there by PJ Edwards. They've gone straight down into a line-out drive. It's moving already. It's gone straight through the middle, this maul. Ball's at the back there for Ward now. He's trying to get his forward runners sorted. Edwards has this, and he picks and drives off the side. He's only a metre or 2 short too. PJ Edwards. Ball spills at the back.
Advantage coming for Eagles. Free shot here.
Mark Bertholo. He's brought to ground a metre or 2 short, but closer to the post, more importantly.
Again, we can't have that. We'll go back to the penalty.
All right, so we're going back to that penalty.
Offside.
He lost the noddies in there trying to get that ball out. It's not coming out in a hurry, although the ball's spilled out. And
I'm going to take a wild guess here and say the Eagles might pack down.
Go for a scrum. Yeah, well, they've certainly had the dominant scrum in the last 10 minutes. Good call, Ryan Murphy.
I say it's definitely when you're on top.
Or if there's a player
it's just a great way of building pressure, and if they can get another card here. We wouldn't want to say that that's something you're playing for, but down to 13, looking for tries. It's
Yeah,
it's all on the line here.
That can make a difference, certainly.
And also, perhaps more importantly, Faranui Herrera in space. Just running against his opposite number, not having to deal with forwards, and in tight. With as you say, he's got the ability to find Mac Hanson and Jamie Cotts out wide here.
Certainly got some finishing power, the Eagles. It's a good scrum. Once again, ball is at the back. Ilalahia controlling it nicely. Ward has this. It's been picked up in the end.
Ball just popped out at the back there. Eagles be kicking themselves.
Here's Sinotti, who's bumped his way through the first tackle, and he's brought down about a metre or two short. The Eagles player has burrowed at the line there. I think they're still short though. Hawk throws a wide pass out to Mac Hanson and is in here for his double.
He's in for the double. Herrera off the base found his Brumbies teammate for the third try.
Did, yeah. And good vision from Matt Hawk as well to throw that wide pass for Mac Hanson. And that's 3 down, 1 to go, Ryan.
How about Ali Sinotti coming off his wing there? Again, he's been absolutely outstanding off his wing. I don't think he's actually caught the ball on the left wing yet. But that's who he is. That's who he is as a player. And for the Eagles, they've just got to work around that because he's just so good with ball in hand.
Number 11's just a guide, isn't it? Steve Tico returning there for Uni North.
We play positionless rugby out here in Gungahlin. But as you see, I see Josh Gillard just got a jersey on him. I think Herrera mightn't play the full 80 here.
No, he won't. So Josh Gillard is a fresh replacement. He'll
not a bad substitute to have, Brett.
And, I think you'll find that Rocky Ilalahia will be replaced some way through this second half as well.
Yeah, Rocky's
Simon Anel to come on.
Well, I've actually seen Simon's come on. I think that was actually Simon on.
I did actually see a number 8.
Yeah, that must be.
You're right. Simon Anel is there, just staying on the 22.
Speak of the devil, he's on. Simon Anu, really powerful number 8. Can play in the back line too. He's a strong ball carrier.
I'm sure I've caught him in the centres.
Yeah, he's played in the centres for sure. So now we'll see if Ales can respond. They're likely to have a purple patch here in the second half, and they'll certainly not give up. They'll want to build momentum going into next week, and they'll still feel that they can get a win here.
Harwood's conversion was wide of the post, I should say as well. So the score is 19-0 here at Nichols Oval, and that BJ Edwards has had a complete air swing at that restart, but it was picked up by Simon Anu. Harwood has this, and this is Jake Helgeson. Carrying strongly all game, and here's a break up the middle there, but it finds Ben Love for Uni North. He was well tackled and well held there by Whananui Hawara. Ball spills out on the Uni North side.
Gungahlin lucky to get away with that for sure. Yeah. All over the ball.
Wood has this. Hawara for runners. Finds Nick Dobson. He goes wide to Matt Hawk at the back. Hanson finds Jamie Cotts on the far side, who does break through a couple of tackles here. Jamie Cotts, he's still going. Brought to ground.
He's broke Sam Irwin's ankles there.
He really has. And
put him on skates.
Turns Sam Irwin around. How on earth did Mac Hanson get there to get a play on that ball?
I've no idea. But Jamie Cotts has turned Sam Irwin's jersey inside out there with his footwork. That's absolutely superb. Sammy will forgive me. He's a good mate, Sammy. He'll forgive me, but he won't want that to be on the highlights package, Bar TV on Sunday afternoon. I don't think it might make it. I think
Ryan Murphy meanwhile is sending text messages to the Bar TV producers to ensure they do put it in. Make for awkward conversation in the Brumbies office on Monday morning.
Using all my clout in the world to make sure that gets featured for sure.
Uni North working their way out of their own 22. Gilmore found a couple of metres to get them out of this. This ball's been passed in. That's certainly not Jordan Thompson's best kick of the day. Matt Hawk, he did well actually there to stop that ball rolling. He finds Eli Sinotti, who will drift sideways, and he's busted through 3 tackles again. Eli Sinotti, he's been impressive today, ball carrying. Mitch Conley has spilt this ball. James Lynch has got a boot on it as he regathered. He's not. Mitch Ward has it for the Eagles. It's a bit scrappy, certainly. Yeah. This now the ball and the surface is a bit greasy. here at Nichols Oval.
Eagles need to get back to what was working in the first half. Not overplaying just because you're on top here.
Yeah.
You've got to get back into your shape and play the right football, because the Owls can come back. This game is far from over.
They're desperate for that fourth try, but it means nothing if you don't get the win, of
Absolutely.
course. And we've got a knock on here from the Eagles. So are they just letting Uni North back in this?
Knock on.
You can see just out there, just saying, just settle it down a bit. Let's not panic.
Well, that's, from an Eagles perspective, it's definitely good to see that guys are communicating that way, though, that they can feel that change is happening, and that there's good words being said. Just settle it down, get back into what we're doing, and not to panic, because at times this season maybe when things have gone wrong, we've not responded the right way. And since that uni game, when we did respond the right way at A&E North Over, things have changed, and it's really good to see such a collective effort out there.
Well, and to get from that game back in round 9 where we said at the time, I don't think I've ever seen one team lose 5 players on the same day, and to get back into a position where 9 rounds later you can still potentially be playing for a playoff spot. It's a pretty fair turnaround. Short arm penalty though goes to Uni North. This is Dave Bennett, brought down just short of the 22. He's about 25 out. This is Steve Tico. Spent 10 minutes in the bin either side of half time. Wide pass over there finds Dan Partite. Ball's released and played again by Partite. Found another couple of metres in the middle of all that. This is Tongalua.
No.
Little arms in that tackle. Helgeson lucky to get away with that.
Just brought him to ground. It's a good ball there from Storen. Found Kamara in midfield. Still short of the 22 though, Uni North. Crichton looking for runners. Matt Hawke forces the ball free, and Sam Irwin, he cleaned up, but he was cleaned up himself in the end. Ugly. Crichton finding runners. It's James Lynch, and again this Eagles defence holding up really well. Steve Tico only now gets the Eagles gets the Uni North into the Eagles 22. Took him 7 or 8 phases to do it. Bennett is good for another metre or 2. This is Max Bode. No, it's Gilmore. Brings the ball out through Kamara, and he's lost the ball. But so did he lost the Noddy, so we'll have a double knock on here, and it will be an Eagles feed about 18 metres out from their own line, and will be 5 metres in from touch.
Much better from Uni though. Building pressure, as we see, they've got guys who can play. It's been disappointing from their perspective so far in this game, because they've not done what's gone to the dance, as they say. They've not been the side that's played the last couple of weeks, and you can say that's credit to the Eagles' defence. But I actually think that maybe the Owls are overplaying a little bit and just need to keep the ball. And we've said it all game: build pressure.
It feels like they haven't had a lot of ball.
No, and yet they have.
That's true. They've certainly dominated the territory side of this contest, but they certainly haven't played a lot of rugby. So they're working out. Although now that the rain has stopped, there's a little bit of wind around.
It has.
So I wonder if Gilmore and Thompson will start going back to that midfield bomb where they can get the ball up above the height of the grandstands here and maybe get caught in that wind a bit.
Well, the convention may say, you don't want to kick the ball, but it's actually an attacking weapon. Really, it's not kicking the ball away. At Nichols here, and with the wind definitely picking up, why not? You've got nothing to lose. Your position is cemented. Why not just have a crack? Maybe find something if the Eagles do make it. Find something for next week.
Fine.
So Ward feeds the scrum here. Again, Eagles got this one going forward. Ball's come out the side. Crichton claims him pretty quickly though. It's scrappy. Harwood's got it. He's cleaned up as well. Brought down just short of the 22 now. Eli Sonotti can kick, it turns out. He was supposed to kick pass in the end. Mac Hanson takes it on the other side of the post over there, and the Eagles, they're still trying to get out of their own 22 here. This is Jamie Kotz. Can't break the first tackle, which would be probably the first time today that we've had to say that of him.
Great hands there to pluck that ball out by Sam O'Leary.
Did really well there. Still short of the 22 though. Hanson gets a wide pass over to one of the Dobson boys. We get this ball out to Matt Hawke, who keeps going. He's brought down now on the 10 metre line. Quick ball now for the Eagles. That's Nick Dobson. Gets the ball back for Ward. Harwood has this.
Oh,
he
what a
finds
line.
Sonotti. He's taken over the shoulder a bit. Brought down well there by Dave Bennett in the end. Harwood again, a nice inside ball for Matt Hawke. And it's a quick pass offload for his centre partner, Mitch Conley. Harwood, he's really directing things now. Passes forward, I think, is the call.
Just one too many there from Huera, but I like what he's trying to do. He's trying to get us in space there, trying to plug some gaps. As I say, we've got a lot of guys out there who can run a sweet line, but I'd like to see us again hold on to the ball, trying to overplay in the wrong areas when there's not a lot of space out there for Mac anyway.
It was noticeable there that as soon as they crossed that 10-metre line, that Harwood had gotten the first receiver, and they were really running off him, and with speed as well. There's quick ball coming back. They're actually starting to make a bit of ground there, whereas, as we mentioned, it took a good 5 or 6 phases to get out of the 22. So it'll be a Union North start and feed just short of halfway.
Fine. Set.
We've had 10 minutes of this second half played. The Eagles leading Union North 19 points to nil. It's scrappy again at the back of this Union North scrum. This is Trent Storr, and they've lost 10 metres comfortably here, Union North. They're working their way out of danger. Gilmore gets a kick away. It's a low trajectory.
That's nice.
It's going to run nicely down into touch. Well, off the boot, that kick of Tom Gilmore's looked like it would be flat, making 10 metres, and he's peeled off 40.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Found a bit of space, the ball ran, and there wasn't anything Mac Hanson could do on that.
I love that option too.
Yeah.
Put the pressure back on the Eagles. They've got to go win this game. They've got to go get a 4-try bonus. And Gilmore knows that. Let them play. Let them overplay in their 22, and they'll just plug the holes. Great option.
So we've got a progress score for you from Griffith Oval. Tuggeranong 33 leading East 12. 33-12 Tuggeranong leading East, and half-time at Jamison, Royals 17 leading West 10. So Royals 17 leading West 10, Tuggeranong 33-12 over East. So teams 1 and 2, they look like they're doing it pretty well in the other games today. Queanbeyan, of course, have the bye ahead of the major and minor semi-finals next weekend. They'll be finding out very soon whether or not they're in it. As Mac Hanson, he gets this ball away over on the other side there to Jamie Kotz. Did well, Hanson, to get out of his 22 in the end. Sam O'Leary with a good carry. Again, as the Eagles settle it down. They do this one carry at a time if they need to. It's a good, strong carry up the middle there from Mark Bartholow Lock, and they do win a penalty here, the Eagles. So this is a good exit, Ryan. This is the way to make ground, to get away.
And that's why you do it. That's why you keep the ball in hand, so you can force some errors, and then you get the field position, and then you've licensed to do whatever you like. I don't mind the option from Huera there, trying to break out with Hanson and Kotze down that right hand side.
He knows where the speed men are.
Well, that's it.
Get the ball to them.
He's thinking, and if he's under a bit of pressure, there's no point in just kicking.
No,
we're better off. He's better off kicking off a front foot ball, and that's it.
So Alex Small with this line out throw, it'd be about 6 we'll call it 6 metres into the half. Taken well there by BJ Edwards. Harwood has this, and he finds Mitch Conley in centre field, who's been impressive today. The inside centre, Conley is still going. Brought to ground inside the 22 there. Ball spills out forward and spills forward, James Hagan says, and you can hear the exasperation in Ryan Murphy's voice.
Yeah, it definitely bobbled. I don't know if it was necessarily a knock on.
I thought there might have actually come off a Union North's foot.
Yeah, me too.
Getting back on side, not suggesting that they'd played it illegally or anything like that.
No, sure, just a bobble
in play. Yeah. Yeah, maybe a bit unlucky there, the Eagles.
Understand the call though. It's a fair call.
Can certainly see why it was made. Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Like the way Mitch Conley just bided his time as he was going. He just came around the corner, kind of took a look, and then he put on the burners and found the spaces. Really, really nice option. Interesting to see how Union, they've got a left footer and a right footer, so they can go either side here, and But
and they've both kicking really well today as well. So
Eagles have got 2 back, including Eli Sinotti, ready for the return.
7.
we go 8-9 off the back with Ben Love. He picks it up. He doesn't find Lockie Crichton though. In the end, Crichton finds Gilmore, and this. Oh, I thought this was coming to us for a minute. Right, Eli Sinotti has this. He goes quick to himself.
I love it.
He's got Mac Hanson in support. Here's the young junior Wallabies fullback. Finds Sinotti back on his outside. And Sinotti, well, that counts as 2 10-metre runs for the winger. Harbour finds Matt Hawke, and he's in a bit of space. The veteran centre, Jake Helgeson. He doesn't look out of place on the wing. Gets a great offload away to BJ Edwards. He finds Alex Small. Is this the 4th try for the Eagles? He's brought down just short. Alex Small. Ward finds Harbour. He's looking for runners.
Advantage coming for the Eagles.
Yeah, it is advantage to the Eagles. Mick Ward, he has to fight to find that. Ray Dobson, he's brought to ground a metre or 2 short as well. Ward, he's in there again. Helgeson if he needs. Hanson goes out the back to Nick Dobson. Buffalo's over the back for a good clean out. They've got a good
here.
Ball here. Harbour, he's in plenty of space here. Whanganui Harbour gets the 4th try for Gungahlin.
There it is.
There's number 4.
And the hat-trick for Herrera. Or was it? Was he second of the day? Second of the day, sorry.
2 for Hanson, 2 for Harbour.
That's right. And, well, Eagles have looked really good off first phase, and that was another occasion there. Just ghosted through, and I thought it was a really, really good tackle from Ben Love. I don't know how he got there to make the tackle on Alex Small, but the interchange with Helgeson and BJ Edwards, forwards, backs, really mixing in, offloads.
And you talked about Mitch Conley just ghosting into space there. Matt Hawke doing exactly the same thing.
Well, that's it. I think it was off the turnover, sorry. It wasn't off first phase, and Herrera found Hawke. Really good communication from those two. Found Helgeson on the left wing. Put some really nice footwork, actually, on Crichton. And how about the offload?
For incredible offload, really was. For a backline that hasn't played a lot together, they look like they've played 50 games together today.
Well, it has to be said, I'd actually put a lot of that down to Matt Hawke.
Yeah.
Hoggy is...
he's the glue in the middle, isn't he?
He's the glue, that's it. In more ways than one, Matt Hawke's the glue, and he's played so much football and at really high levels, and he understands the game.
And in so many different positions.
That's it.
He's
a really good winger.
This year alone, he's played inside centre, he's played outside centre, he's definitely played wing. So versatile and with that experience.
And now the job becomes much more simple for
Harbour converts, and so the scoreline is 26 points to 0.
Well, if you're a Queanbeyan fan listening, that's...
Yeah,
the way things are going here, need a miracle turnaround from Uni. And interesting, Brett, what they might be thinking now. Would they be thinking, right, we know what's coming now, we know the Eagles are probably going to claim 4. Do we want to save stuff as we see Helgeson make another break?
Again, making space here.
And a beauty offload again.
Matt Hawke, and he finds Sam O'Leary. The Eagles, they're running rampant. Who wouldn't have thought it rained for half an hour of the first half? This is BJ Edwards, who's been really, really impressive today. This is O'Leary. I beg your pardon, Mark Berthlow. It is. The white headgear's thrown me out.
He's another
BJ
guy.
Edwards has just peeled off the back of that ruck. Another inside ball finds Mac Hanson in a little bit of space. He gets an offload away to Mitch Ward. Looking really good here. The Eagles starting to mount up the offloads. Second phase game is looking really good at the moment. Harbour again goes to the line. He can't get this ball away to Mac Hanson. He goes again here, Harbour. It was good for a couple of metres. Matt Hawke, now it is brought down just short of the 22.
I have no idea how Matt Hawke held on to that ball. One-handed pick up off the floor, and the Eagles win the penalty.
They won a penalty. Mac Hanson, I saw pointing to the line, but I wonder if...
They might be thinking 3 here, I think. Honestly, they might be thinking 3, but having said that...
Just keep playing the way you've been playing.
The talk has been that we don't want to do anything different. We're not taking any... We're not being clever about this. We're just playing good football and going
and
forward.
Harbour is looking at the corner here.
Yeah,
so
I really like the option.
Agree.
I like the option about making a statement about the prelim final next elimination final, I should say, next week.
That's it.
As it seems to be now. We won't want to count any chickens, but that's the way it's looking right now.
We don't have a graphics department at Bar TV Sports to be able to put the live table up on the screen here in front of you. But right as it stands at the moment,
you can go to Griffin Legal John O'Den Cup on Facebook.
The Eagles would have snuck into 4th spot right at this point in time.
As it stands, for sure, they're going through.
As it stands. We've had about 15 minutes of this second half played. The Eagles 26.
I get terrible memories when I do an as it stands table from Manchester United versus Man City when Aguero scored that goal.
Doesn't go well.
Seriously.
They've won this well, the Eagles, and this is Simon Annell, who's busted through a couple of tackles. He's brought down about 5 short.
Big Mark B.
Pick a drive again here for Mark Bertholow. He's over! But he's held up. How did he get over?
I've no idea how Uni North's goal line defence, whatever way you want to say it, their hold-up game has been absolutely amazing today. 3 or 4 times.
Scramble.
Picking the two biggest guys on the field to do it in Rocky Ilahia and Mark Berthelot as well.
It's been impressive, but it's let them down a few times though as well. It's got to be said though.
Probably
today.
left a few tries out there for sure.
The Eagles, I think you're right. I think you're right, but we've got a Uni North player down there just getting some treatment.
I think it's James Lynch, the hooker.
I was going to say, is that James Lynch? And so the Gungahlin forwards, they're taking this opportunity to get their breath back. The pace has returned to the game in these last 10 minutes, hasn't it?
For sure, and just as you say, two subs coming off the bench for the Eagles. We've got Josh Gillard and Tom Ross coming onto the field.
Yeah, Tom Ross, very impressive. Another junior Wallaby returning for the Eagles. So that's
he was one of the junior Wallabies best at the tournament.
Yeah.
He played so many minutes in that heat in France, and at a really taxing position at tight end, and he was absolutely superb. And the entire Wallabies forward pack did well off the back of that too.
It must have been a huge boost for him to go on a tour like that, go to a Junior World Championships, and to have his club forwards coach in tow,
and is one of his best mates as well. Mark, 100%.
Talking about Rory Murphy, of course.
Everything's lining up for Rossi. He's making he's making the right moves as he goes into his future. He's a really good young prop, and he's got pretty much everything. He lives for scrum, and excited to see how he goes here.
Absolutely.
It looks pretty good.
It's a big
he's not on
Gungahlin scrum again. He's got this ball at the back for Simon Annell. We've got advantage for the Eagles. Annell's going to pick this one up. Is he over? He is. Try number 5 for Gungahlin.
And the forwards get their reward eventually. How about the control from Simon Anu at the back with his footwork?
Really good.
Superb.
Really good. I love Nick Dobson walking away, just clapping above his head with that scrum. That's an absolute front rower's scrum, though. A front rower's try, that one. That's a ripper.
I honestly, if you ask the Dobson brothers, would they take 2 intercept tries from the 50? Or would they take one penalty one penalty try at the scrum? I think they take the pushover.
Make sure the ball.
And that's it. He gets his congratulations as he comes off the pitch. 2 of Eagles' best today, Nick Dobson and Mitch Connolly, leave the field with Gillard and Ross coming on.
So Josh Gillard will go into inside centre wearing number 23. And Nick Dobson, he's been really impressive today up front.
More than just his set piece as well. I think he's got through so much work. Has Nick? His engine is ridiculous for a tight end. He's a really good athlete, and it's such an asset to have a guy that can not only hold down your scrum but get through plenty of work as well.
As we mentioned, he didn't play that round 9 game at Uni North, but he's certainly made a huge difference today as Harwood adds the extras. And so score now 33 points to 0.
Yeah,
if you had told me at kick-off that we were going to look at a 33-point scoreline midway through the second half, I think I might have laughed at you.
Yeah, especially around that time when things got a little bit cagey, a little bit scrappy. It didn't look like any side was going to make any big breakthroughs, but I think the Eagles have found a second gear here as the second half has come, and it's really exciting to see from my perspective because, coming into finals, it's nice to see.
Ryan Murphy is wearing toe to head black and red here at the moment. He's got scarf, he's got jacket, he's got everything on.
I think I'm about 5 minutes away from relaxing. I think I won't give it up yet because this uni side is so
can find tries for
really
anywhere.
They can.
Helgeson it was who won the restart. BJ Edwards is there to take this pass from Eli Sinotti, who would be one of the biggest scrum halves who's called this year in our Hans Super Try John Dent Cup match of the round. For through 2018. It's a penalty now to the Eagles, and again this will be an easy exit out of their own half. Snoddy, he does go quickly.
On the mark.
I reckon, so now surely Harwood says, all right mate, you've had your go. We might just put this one in the touch.
The smile on his face. Nice to see.
You'll kick
This
this.
may be a bit of a 20-minute Deb rubber now. I think Uni will be thinking about next week and building and just, if they can make a stand here, maybe get a couple of scores and just keep the Eagles out, I think it'll say a lot for Viking Park next Saturday.
Of course, if things stay as they are, these two teams will meet Sunday in the minor semi-final. So that will be an interesting contest in itself.
Well, it was interesting to think about pre-kickoff what Uni might have wanted, because they've got the better of the Eagles in terms of results, and then Queanbeyan have, as we see,
taken well there by Helgeson. It gets a good offload off the back there to Anau. Got ball quickly out the back. Harwood, he finds that man, the freshman Gillard in 23, still gets an offload away to Mac Hanson. I've just worked out what that crackling sound is. The rain's returned to us here at Nichols Oval.
As I say, we're in our professional studio now, Brett. We're dry as a bone.
Huddled under the umbrella we are here. Oh, we've had high contact there from Alex Small on.
He's got a decision to make here now, because it certainly looked ugly, but a bit of a bang-bang play. Interesting to see where he goes with this.
I think this is going to be one of those, and I'm not going to preempt this, but I think this is one of those ones where you would think that...
Duty of care.
I don't mind the call there.
I can't argue the point as Alex Small comes off for the yellow card. But had James Morris have said, it's accidental contact, I don't think I could have argued that point.
No, either. Yeah, for sure. I don't mind the call to as I say, as a duty of care, as we picked up on the mic there.
Uni North, they're trying to put a bit of pace back into their game as Trent Storen is absolutely smashed in midfield. Oh, what a tackle that was.
Matt Hawke has melted Trent Storen there. What a shot.
Absolutely annihilated. Such a good line too.
He took it well, but
he did. Got straight up. Crichton, he finds Max Bode, who I've got to say has had a pretty quiet day today. The big lock for Uni North. This is Gilmore. He finds Dave Bennett, who has certainly not had a quiet day. He's been really impressive, the Uni North captain today. Ball spills out the back for Crichton. He goes over the back to Gilmore, who gets a little chip in over the top. Ball beats Jamie Cotts initially, but Cotts somehow still manages to get the ball back, and now Jamie Cotts is in a bit of space. He's brought to ground, by the shoelace in the end by Dave Bennett. This is Harwood. He's been really prominent today, and that's the man, Tom Ross, on in the headgear. Mac Hanson finds Gillard out the back. Gillard's played plenty of first grade for the Eagles this year. It's been held up in this ball. Tackle is the call from James Morris. Just losing a little bit of ground here, the Eagles. This Uni North defence, they've held the Gungahlin player up again. The ball finds its way to the ground.
Unplayable.
There we go. And I can't really argue that call.
No, it was messy for sure.
Uni North really stepped up their defensive pressure in the last few minutes. They're trying to hold Gungahlin players up, trying to force that turnover.
The yellow to Alex Small seems to have changed them.
That's it.
We see Connor Jones is warming up here for the Eagles. Yep. Young Colts back rower who's quite a good thrower. So I imagine the thinking there is to get Jonesy on so he can throw into the line. As we see Mitch Ward getting a bit of treatment. He's a physio himself. I don't think you can. Can you assess yourself as a physio? I'm not sure. He'll give it a crack, I'm sure. I say we said the old Felipe Contepomi, who was a doctor on the park. There's plenty of doctors who play professional
rugby,
football.
Of course, absolutely.
Jamie Roberts is the famous one, I think. Is it?
Cameron Lillicrap, of course, is the Reds scrum coach this year, but he's also their full-time physio.
Unreal.
Former Wallabies prop, of course.
Do you get double checks for that?
You'd send 2 invoices.
That's some bargaining power there.
Absolutely. So Tom Gilmore has come off here in front of us for Uni Norths.
See Jake Helgeson leaving the park as well.
Yeah, a couple of players getting ready to come on for Gungahlin.
Time on.
Got a new player on for the Eagles. It looks like Sam Irwin has gone into fly half.
He has done. Sam Irwin's just slipped into fly half here. Don't mind that for the Owls as well. He's not got a lot of ball on that left hand side.
Phil Ferreira has been sitting on the bench down in front of us here for a little while as well for Union North. So it looks like Tony Doherty is.
Maybe ringing the changes, thinking about next week. Now. Yep. Especially to say with Phil having played a lot of rugby and practicing as well.
Yep. and I've mentioned a couple of times he played lock a couple of weeks ago in a game at Phillip against Royals, and basically played exactly the same way as he does at outside centre.
I don't think we
had to jump in line-outs.
We haven't said that enough. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous.
It is quite incredible.
It's amazing.
Quite incredible.
You see,
I saw everything last week. We saw the East tight head prop kicking for goal.
Wow.
And kicking very, very well too.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's one for the brotherhood.
I couldn't tell you if I've ever seen a prop kicking for goal before.
Well, all I can say is I'm 1 from 1 from my own career.
That's 100%.
It was a belter as well.
Went out on top.
Interesting. Ray Dobson's gone into hooker here for the Eagles. They've not elected to take off a back row to bring on.
This Uni North scrum though is completely overpowered the 7-man Eagles outfit, and they've won the penalty. They're going to go quickly though. This is find Dave Bennett there, who was Lockie Crichton trying to find runners. He's Sam Irwin has drifted in to halfway, and his first pass is an intercept to Eli Sinotti, and the big Gungahlin winger is going to run this one in from 70 metres out.
Oh, he deserves that one, does Ellie?
Eli Sinotti in for number 6 for the Eagles.
It was a great read from Ellie. He just read Irwin's eyes, and Sam, he threw a nice pass, but just well read. And
I think he read the wind up as well.
Yeah, maybe. I want to be as fair as I possibly can to Sammy, because not easy to be brought into fly off the wing cold there like that. But yeah, that suppose seals it for Eagles. They'll move on to the finals now, and
they will definitely. Now 6 tries, 38-0. We're into the last 20 minutes, surely. We might even closing in the last 10, I'd say.
If we're to take it as at Uni at what they're worth, and I respect Uni to say that the form they've shown is no fluke. They're a really, really good side.
Absolutely.
So it has to be said that this is a really, really strong result for the Eagles to be this far up against the Ales. This is not an Ale side of old where you can say, oh, maybe we could have predicted this. Not at all. This was a tough task from the start for the Eagles, and comfortably the Eagles' best win of the year, I'd suggest. And Mark Berthelot, Matt Hawke coming off to huge cheers from the faithful. We'll see here in front of the nest at Nichols Oval. Ali, watch out. That's all we'll say for Ali Nagahi. If he gets the ball, this guy has more talent than I perhaps have ever seen in any football. That's a strong statement, but he's genuinely breathtaking when he gets the ball in hand. So watch out for him. I think he's coming to the left wing. Possibly Eli Sinotti going to go into 13.
Harwood has just nailed his conversion from 15 in from touch. Make it 40-0 here at Nichols Oval in the John Ident Cup. Match of the round.
Wouldn't mind seeing
the Hans Superdry.
A few more of the guys get a break here. Played a lot of football as of late.
It's a pretty happy bench there in front of the Eagles faithful at the moment, certainly.
Well, you just have to understand the season we've had, and this comeback has been remarkable. So to make the finals from where we were is incredible. So
from where we were at mid-season, certainly it's been an incredible turnaround. So has been a really impressive. Be a really impressive win.
Are we the Westies of 2018?
Well, look, once you're in the finals, you never know. You give yourself a chance, don't you? Harwood, he's been really impressive today, and he's still going. I thought he might have actually been replaced by now, but he's still out there and he's playing really well. Whanui Harwood. Eli Sinotti, who has been really, really strong today for the Eagles.
In a similar way to BJ Edwards, it's really, really cool just to see Huera out here and enjoying himself, and really, as we see him throw a beauty inside of Simon Anu.
Flick passes for fun here now. The Eagles they've just given up a penalty, just holding on a little bit too long in the end.
I'm looking for the number 7 shirt.
Simon Anu, Dave Bennett, he's definitely down there. This is Lockie Crichton, spots some space ahead. Ball is down really there. Nice. It's going to go into the in goal. It's not. Just pulls up for Jamie Cotts, but he's beaten the replacement player cold. And now he's got past the 22. Jamie Cotts.
That's unfair.
He's done that from a square metre of space.
That's absolutely unfair.
Gillard for the Eagles. Well, he's had nothing but traffic in front of him since he's come on, Josh Gillard, today.
Yeah, perhaps trying to adjust to the playing the second position there.
Mac
usually
Hanson's
a 10.
come into second receiver, and he's certainly helping him out. Finds that man, Eli Sinotti, once again. I don't know how many times he carried the ball today, Eli Sinotti, but I'm guessing it must be nearing 20. It feels
from
like
the
a
left
40.
wing. It's
Yeah,
I mean, if you know Ellie and you watch his game, it's that is how he plays. But
and here he
it's
is
still
with another
incredible
carry.
again.
Yeah, with another carry. And they're just outside the 22 now, the Eagles. Harwood has this, puts a little kick in over the top. Once again, finds space. Mac Hanson is there or thereabouts, but the Owls are there to clean up in the end. And it's a penalty to Uni North. Max Bode goes quickly.
Never left his foot.
But it didn't leave his foot.
Oh, let the boys play.
They're getting a little bit frustrated here. The big Uni North lock. A few of the Gungahlin forwards.
Yeah, the Eagles
Just
won't want
maybe
to.
reminding him.
Eagles won't want to put too much on them. I mean, there's a game to come next week. You don't want to put extra fuel in the fire for next week. But
No.
as we said before, that the game in ANU Northover was really was a tough day for the club in general. But kind of been rebirthed out of that, and as we see, Connor Jones coming on for
BJ Edwards,
what a game.
who's been really, really good today, and Ray Dobson was just in the background doing up his bootlaces. Max Bode looks like he's actually come up to the front row now for Uni North. Charlie Fairfield Smith is on
5.5.
for Uni North.
Experienced campaigner Fez. See,
So Bode is actually coming off here now.
yeah, perhaps showing a bit of frustration there. I think
Yeah, it's probably not a bad call.
perhaps
from Tony
might
Gallagher, I
trying to
think.
just cool him down, get him into
Yeah.
next week. His teammates, his mates who'll get around him, and
They need him next week.
100%.
Not to get in
He's so
trouble.
crucial. He's,
Yeah.
as you say, he might have had a quiet day today, but that's not down to him. I don't think
No.
he was looking for work. It just didn't find him. So they need him for next week,
Yeah,
and
they definitely
I don't
do.
mind the call getting him off and just getting in his ear saying we'll have a real crack at them.
We're into the last 5 minutes of play here at Nichols Oval. It's been a comprehensive bonus point win for the Eagles. We'll see them next week in the minor semi-final as Mac Hanson once again finds himself in space. He's been really impressive today. The young fullback Ward. He finds that was the young replacement player.
Kebs Fapola.
It's Harwood still going. He's had a solid game. Ball bounces in front of Eli Sonotti, and we've got advantage for the knock-on to Uni North.
Advantage.
Kind of feels like we've lost a bit of sting out of the tail in the last few minutes.
Yeah, well, that's it. The result as it is
Thank you. Who's coming
is secured for the Eagles, but just love the way Mac Hanson accelerating into contact.
Yeah.
Not trying to, because he's got footwork, but he knows when to use it, and he knows when to put his head down and take contact, and these are the things that
bodes really well for a young playmaker.
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
Alex Small coming back from the yellow card.
I don't mind him cutting his teeth at fullback either. He's got a lot of potential as a fly half,
Mac,
but
yeah, I agree.
with his natural gifts, that fullback position. He gets to express himself, and he's got a guy there in Farnu who can pull strings. We see Ray Dobson leave the field, had another excellent game. Club first grade co-captain.
Here, we've got a front row we're playing. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so I think I've just heard.
I'm on.
So Gungahlin are going to play the game out with 14 men. I think that means we might be going to uncontested scrums.
Well,
Oh no, I beg your pardon.
no,
It's still
so
contesting.
Ray has Ray was actually playing hooker while Alex Small
Yeah.
was off, and Oscar Cunningham has come into the loose outside.
Crichton has taken this from the short arm, and that's a forward pass, surely, but play is still going. This is Sam Irwin has the ball here now for Uni North. He's brought to ground on the 22, stopped there nicely by Mac Hanson. I'm sure that was a forward pass that James Morris has missed.
Don't mind him letting it go.
At this point in time, I suppose it doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? This is Steve Tico, the big lock, spent 10 minutes in the naughty chair either side of half-time. Ben Love, he's been pretty prominent today for Uni North, as has been the case all year for the Owls. Tico with another run. Crichton, he's looking for forward runners here now. He goes to Irwin out the back. This is Trent Storen, who gets an offload away to Sam Irwin, who does bust through that Sam O'Leary tackle in the end. Crichton keeps going to that open side. He finds Jordan Thompson, who gets a little bit of a grubber kick through, and Jordan Thompson is going to win the race for this one.
Great try.
And the Eagles are on the board.
What a try.
Just good vision.
Really great
from
vision.
Jordan Thompson.
Execution was perfect. That left boot of his is really, really nice. And yeah, Uni just ramp things up there slightly in the last 2 minutes. You have to be said, where was that all game? This is the quality they have. As we've said all day here, this is a side which, while
they've not got to third by fluke.
No, absolutely not.
They're a good side, certainly.
And in that, and you say fluke, they've beaten some big teams. They've beaten Royals, they've beaten Vikings. You know, they've beaten Gungahlin twice.
Exactly.
So they'll feel very, very confident about next week. And little things like that, there'll be little points that Doc can take to them during training, and they'll be really up for next week. This is a really tough place to play, and no home advantage, neutral venue for the finals, so that's a factor as well. So they'll be very confident as we see Irwin lining up the conversion.
Sam Irwin, he'll convert about 20 in from touch. He's taken it about 21 metres back. He's not quite gone all the way to the 22. Hits the conversion across the face, though, in the end. I don't think he was entirely happy about that, to be fair. Score remains...
No, usually much better than that.
5.
The message, I'm sure, for the Eagles will be no more now. We've let them have one. They'll want to finish out strong here for Uni. The opposite, of course. They'll want to say, right, let's get one more. Let's get 2. Why not, Let's put a statement in for next week.
Yeah, let's just remind them how good we have been all year.
It is so interesting watching this game, knowing that, in 7 days, it's on again.
That's right. Taken well from the restart here by Uni North, and they get their way out of their own 22 in the end. Crichton, he's been busy today. He's probably been Uni's best, I think. He's been really good. This is Panache Kamara, who's in a little bit of space over there, the winger, back in the centres, with the midfield shuffling late in this game from Uni North. Crichton, he's looking for anyone, finds his captain, Dave Bennett, who has been... Well, if Crichton hasn't been Uni North's best, then it certainly has been Dave Bennett. He's been held up, though. This time, Maul is the call. Ross has it for the Gungahlin Eagles. Have they got one more try left in them for this game? Harbour finds Mac Hanson, who's already got a double today, and make that number 3. There's that combination again. Harbour onto Hanson.
Can we get a co-man of the match award? It is that combination again. As we said just before, Mac Hanson accelerating onto the ball, putting his body on the line, taking the contact, and somehow slipping through. It's a textbook Hanson score, and the wheels to finish. How about the turnover from his mate Tom Ross? Him and Oscar Cunningham, 2 Colts there, physically imposing themselves. Rossi with the turnover and a great finish.
And at a moment when the Eagles' defence could have been excused for going, we've got this one done, let's just play it these last couple of minutes. They forced a turnover from a tackle situation.
Well, that's why
rugby turned that into a try.
Rugby's a team game, and you throw on a few guys there that are keen to impress in Tom Ross and Oscar Cunningham, Connor Jones, Kebs, Ali, really making a statement there at the end as we see the final whistle blows. Job done from an Eagles point of view.
Absolutely.
Disappointing for the Owls.
Full time here at Nichols Oval in our Hans Superdry match of the round. Gungahlin 47 have beaten Uni North 5. 3 tries to Mac Hanson, 2 tries to Whananui Hawara, 1 to Simon Anil and Eli Sonotti. Jordan Thompson with a late try for Uni North. Whananui Hawara has kicked 7 from 8 is my count. A pretty good day.
That's
out
not bad
for the fly half. We sort of touched on it. We need to come up with some suggestions for our Vodafone Man of the Match, which will be decided during the week and announced in next week's Stampede program. We've already talked about Lockie Crichton and Dave Bennett for Uni North, so I think they have certainly been the standouts for the Owls, but for the Eagles, I suspect this could be a long list you're about to give me.
Well, if we can, from the pack, I thought the Dobson brothers went really well in the props, and BJ Edwards was the standout.
BJ Edwards was going to be the top of my list. He was incredible.
I think it's the obvious choices would probably be one of Hawara and Hanson.
Yep.
With the tries and their influence on the game. But I thought Eli Sonotti was the best player in the park. For the intercept try side, I thought he drove the ship today. He got off his wing early, sensed the conditions, maybe he wouldn't get the ball, so got through his work. So might go to Hanson, but my choice would be Eli Sonotti.
It's a hard choice for our Vodafone Man of the Match judges this week for sure, no doubt about it. All makes for a really impressive final series. The Griffin Legal John Ident Cup 2018 final series is upon us, and we'll have all the action from Viking Park for you live on both Saturday and Sunday next weekend in the Hahn Super Dry semi-finals. On Saturday, it's the major semi-final between Tuggeranong and Royals. The winner will go through to the grand final on August 18. On Sunday, it's the minor semi-final between Uni North in third and the Gungahlin Eagles, who have, with an incredible win today, snuck into fourth place. But that's a wrap for us here at Nichols Oval. Thanks for your company on Bar TV Sports. For Ryan Murphy and the team, a slightly wet team, I'm Brett McKay. Enjoy your rugby.